We are made in the image and likeness of God. Now, there's different ways to approach this and teach this. I want to teach it this way today. That because we're made in the image and likeness of God, then we were created, write this down, to become the vehicle and expression of God itself.
Wow.
Huh? That's what we hear. We're here to become vehicles and expressions of God itself. That means that whatever God is, what? I am. Now don't take that statement lightly. God is, I am. Therefore, I am here to express and manifest all that God is. Work with me now. Now, when God, this particular scripture, Genesis 1, talks about the spiritual creation. So when God created us, God emanated us, God created the ideal, the idea of humankind. And the idea of humankind, you want to write this down, is called the Christ idea. The Christ idea. Christ is God in us. And the way one of the ways that I teach about the Christ is that the Christ idea is likened to a seed. Let's work with the seed again, apple seed. You got an apple seed, right? Inside that apple seed is what? Inside the apple seed, think about this now. It's very simple. Inside the apple seed is everything that seed needs to be what it is. Work with this now. Inside that seed is everything that's needed for that seed to be what it already is. Each of us has the Christ seed in us. So what that says is that everything we need to be what we already are is already within us. Now, I know a lot of times you hear us around here saying that you are perfect, that you are whole, and that you are complete, right? And you may look at your experiences and say, wait a minute now, no, something wrong with this picture. They talking about over there that I'm perfect, whole, and complete, and I'm going through this, and that. Something. Now, look, when we say that you're perfect, whole, and complete, we're not necessarily talking about your experiences. Work with me now. What we're talking about here is your potential. See, potentially, we each are what? Perfect, whole, and complete. Just like that seed. You see, the seed is what? Perfect, whole, and complete. In other words, everything that's needed for that seed to be what it is inside that seed. It's complete. It's complete. Same with you and I. We are already complete. Now it's up to each of us to bring out the potential into our everyday experience. Are you with me? So the object of our existence is to demonstrate, write this down, to demonstrate the truth of being. And this demonstration takes place in our everyday experiences. Now write this down, and I want to work with this for a minute. What is true of God is true of me. Don't take that lightly. Write it down. I want you to work with this when you go home. What is true of God is true of me. Now, what's another way to look at this? What is not true of God It's not true of me. Huh? So, ask yourself this question as you're going through whatever you're going through. Is this true of God? If it's not true of God, it can't be true of me. Huh? Work with me now. Whatever you're going through, whatever you're naming as whatever, ask yourself the ultimate question. Is this true of God? If it's not true of God, how can it be true of me? Now, so I want to use that to go into point number one. Because you see, all of us may be going through at some point in time sickness, disease, affliction, suffering. And point number one tells us something that we need to work with. Because see, we entertain erroneous beliefs about God, erroneous beliefs about ourselves, erroneous beliefs about the world that causes us to go through whatever it is that we're going through. And one of the most powerful erroneous beliefs that this planet holds is the belief that God causes us to suffer. Now, how many of y'all didn't grow up with that? That God is making me go through this suffering. That God is causing me to be sick and to be whatever, so that God could get me to be good and to control me and to force me to be obedient. How many of y'all didn't grow up with that? Well, here's the truth. Let's read it together. God does not use sickness, disease, what kind of God is that?